Hard Rock Hotel collapsed Saturday, killing 3, fears that gusting winds there could cause 2 damaged cranes to collapse.
The wind has always been a concern of ours, regardless of any tropical storm or not.
Officials planning to use explosives to bring down the cranes tomorrow. Here in Mexico Beach, the damage and devastation from Hurricane Michael still everywhere you look. Now much of the Florida Panhandle bracing for Nestor's landfall. With it, high winds, heavy rain, and potentially life-threatening storm surge. Tom?
So many concerned about those in temporary housing. All right, Victor, thank you for that. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it all. He's in State College, PA tonight. And Rob, time tropical storm Nestor out for us, and 2 major factors we know you're worried about tonight.
Well, certainly the storm surge is going to be a big player, and the winds, they're worrisome too. Now clocked at 60 miles per hour. Take a look at where this storm is. Most of the heavy weather is to the east of the center. You see how lopsided that satellite presentation is. It's 250 miles from Panama City, but moving quickly in that direction. So tropical storm warnings are up there, but storm surge warnings go all the way down to Clearwater Beach. We expect landfall around 7 a.m. tomorrow, somewhere near Mexico Beach. And you can see the impacts going far inland. The official track morphs it into an extra tropical storm shortly thereafter tomorrow night into Georgia and the Carolinas on Sunday. But the next 18 hours across much of Florida, Tom, will be rough.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Tom Yamas. David is on assignment tonight. And we begin with the tropical threat bearing down on the Gulf Coast at this hour. Tropical storm Nestor forming a short time ago, moving quickly now. The winds picking up as it approaches the shore. Tropical storm warnings in effect across the Florida Panhandle, and a state of emergency in New Orleans, where officials are concerned that gusty winds could affect 2 damaged cranes at a hotel collapse site. The path and timing of Nestor in a moment, but first, ABC's Victor Oquendo starts us off in Mexico Beach, Florida, where they're bracing for the storm.
Tonight, all eyes on tropical storm Nestor, now barreling toward the Gulf Coast.
A stronger tropical storm here hitting the area.
This after Category 5 Hurricane Michael struck the same part of the Florida Panhandle, making landfall in Mexico Beach just 1 year ago. This is what Mexico Beach looks like now, many here still struggling to get back on their feet. We met Gail Evans, living in this trailer after losing her home.
Do you feel safe in that with a storm coming?
It depends on the wind loads. If the wind is significant, I'll have to leave.
And in New Orleans, where the Hard Rock Hotel collapsed Saturday, killing 3, fears that gusting winds there could cause 2 damaged cranes to collapse.
The wind has always been a concern of ours, regardless of any tropical storm or not.
Officials planning to use explosives to bring down the cranes tomorrow.
Here in Mexico Beach, the damage and devastation from Hurricane Michael still everywhere you look. Now much of the Florida Panhandle bracing for Nestor's landfall. With it, high winds, heavy rain, and potentially life-threatening storm surge. Tom?
So many concerned about those in temporary housing. All right, Victor, thank you for that. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it all. He's in State College, PA tonight. And Rob, time tropical storm Nestor out for us, and 2 major factors we know you're worried about tonight.
Well, certainly the storm surge is going to be a big player, and the winds, they're worrisome too. Now clocked at 60 miles per hour. Take a look at where this storm is. Most of the heavy weather is to the east of the center. You see how lopsided that satellite presentation is. It's 250 miles from Panama City, but moving quickly in that direction. So tropical storm warnings are up there, but storm surge warnings go all the way down to Clearwater Beach. We expect landfall around 7 a.m. tomorrow, somewhere near Mexico Beach. And you can see the impacts going far inland. The official track morphs it into an extra tropical storm shortly thereafter tomorrow night into Georgia and the Carolinas on Sunday. But the next 18 hours across much of Florida, Tom, will be rough.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Tom Yamas. David is on assignment tonight. And we begin with the tropical threat bearing down on the Gulf Coast at this hour. Tropical storm Nestor forming a short time ago, moving quickly now. The winds picking up as it approaches the shore. Tropical storm warnings in effect across the Florida Panhandle, and a state of emergency in New Orleans, where officials are concerned that gusty winds could affect 2 damaged cranes at a hotel collapse site. The path and timing of Nestor in a moment, but first, ABC's Victor Oquendo starts us off in Mexico Beach, Florida, where they're bracing for the storm.
Tonight, all eyes on tropical storm Nestor, now barreling toward the Gulf Coast.
A stronger tropical storm here hitting the area.
This after Category 5 Hurricane Michael struck the same part of the Florida Panhandle, making landfall in Mexico Beach just 1 year ago. This is what Mexico Beach looks like now, many here still struggling to get back on their feet. We met Gail Evans, living in this trailer after losing her home.
Do you feel safe in that with a storm coming?
It depends on the wind loads. If the wind is significant, I'll have to leave.
And in New Orleans, where the Hard Rock Hotel collapsed Saturday, killing 3, fears that gusting winds there could cause 2 damaged cranes to collapse.
The wind has always been a concern of ours, regardless of any tropical storm or not.
Officials planning to use explosives to bring down the cranes tomorrow.
Here in Mexico Beach, the damage and devastation from Hurricane Michael still everywhere you look. Now much of the Florida Panhandle bracing for Nestor's landfall. With it, high winds, heavy rain, and potentially life-threatening storm surge. Tom?
So many concerned about those in temporary housing. All right, Victor, thank you for that. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it all. He's in State College, PA tonight. And Rob, time tropical storm Nestor out for us, and 2 major factors we know you're worried about tonight.
Well, certainly the storm surge is going to be a big player, and the winds, they're worrisome too. Now clocked at 60 miles per hour. Take a look at where this storm is. Most of the heavy weather is to the east of the center. You see how lopsided that satellite presentation is. It's 250 miles from Panama City, but moving quickly in that direction. So tropical storm warnings are up there, but storm surge warnings go all the way down to Clearwater Beach. We expect landfall around 7 a.m. tomorrow, somewhere near Mexico Beach. And you can see the impacts going far inland. The official track morphs it into an extra tropical storm shortly thereafter tomorrow night into Georgia and the Carolinas on Sunday. But the next 18 hours across much of Florida, Tom, will be rough.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Tom Yamas. David is on assignment tonight. And we begin with the tropical threat bearing down on the Gulf Coast at this hour. Tropical storm Nestor forming a short time ago, moving quickly now. The winds picking up as it approaches the shore. Tropical storm warnings in effect across the Florida Panhandle, and a state of emergency in New Orleans, where officials are concerned that gusty winds could affect 2 damaged cranes at a hotel collapse site. The path and timing of Nestor in a moment, but first, ABC's Victor Oquendo starts us off in Mexico Beach, Florida, where they're bracing for the storm.
Tonight, all eyes on Tropical Storm Nestor, now barreling toward the Gulf Coast.
A stronger tropical storm here hitting the area.
This after Category 5 Hurricane Michael struck the same part of the Florida Panhandle, making landfall in Mexico Beach just 1 year ago. This is what Mexico Beach looks like now, many here still struggling to get back on their feet. We met Gail Evans, living in this trailer after losing her home.
Do you feel safe in that with a storm coming?
It depends on the wind loads. If the wind is significant, I'll have to leave.
And in New Orleans, where the Hard Rock Hotel collapsed Saturday, killing 3, fears that gusting winds there could cause 2 damaged cranes to collapse.
The wind has always been a concern of ours, regardless of any tropical storm or not.
Officials planning to use explosives to bring down the cranes tomorrow.
Here in Mexico Beach, the damage and devastation from Hurricane Michael still everywhere you look. Now much of the Florida Panhandle bracing for Nestor's landfall. With it, high winds, heavy rain, and potentially life-threatening storm surge. Tom?
So many concerned about those in temporary housing. All right, Victor, thank you for that. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano tracking it all. He's in State College, PA tonight. And Rob, time tropical storm Nestor out for us, and 2 major factors we know you're worried about tonight.
Well, certainly the storm surge is going to be a big player, and the winds, they're worrisome too. Now clocked at 60 miles per hour. Take a look at where this storm is. Most of the heavy weather is to the east of the center. You see how lopsided that satellite presentation is. It's 250 miles from Panama City, but moving quickly in that direction. So tropical storm warnings are up there, but storm surge warnings go all the way down to Clearwater Beach. We expect landfall around 7 a.m. tomorrow, somewhere near Mexico Beach. And you can see the impacts going far inland. The official track morphs it into an extra tropical storm shortly thereafter tomorrow night into Georgia and the Carolinas on Sunday. But the next 18 hours across much of Florida, Tom, will be rough.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Tom Yamas. David is on assignment tonight. And we begin with the tropical threat bearing down on the Gulf Coast at this hour. Tropical storm Nestor forming a short time ago, moving quickly now. The winds picking up as it approaches the shore.
It's a
tropical
complete
storm warnings in
deception.
effect
They lie.
across the Florida.
Yeah, most of the things that the BBC reports is lies. Because when you ask yourself, how did they get under the ocean, and I don't want to go into too much of thing, because BBC deal with nature and all them kind of rubbish. You also know that nature is a part of the deception too. The word nature completely erases the creation or the creator of the creation, right? So the word nature is an insult to Elohim too as well, because in order to have a nature, you need to have a creator. in order to have nature so beautiful, right, there must be a higher creator. Now, there's a lot of stupid questions going around that people asking who created God and all them kind of madness. For big men, you should think. All right. If you came into the flesh, let me just teach you all a little something before we go. I already teach this some years ago. All right. If you came out of the womb of your mother, because I mean all of you came out from the womb of your mother. You didn't came out from the bottom of your mother, right? Or you didn't come out from the bottom of your father. All right. That is the agenda of the fallen angels, so that they bring about an agenda, making you believe that you could be a different agenda, making you believe that you born a male, but they making you believe that you could be a female in a male body. It is impossible. But they make it impossible by drilling it into you. Drilling it into you good, real good, by using M2K. I think it's M2K. By using M2K to program your mind, to program you to believe that he is a girl. It's called it's white. I think it's M2K. I can't remember the name of the weapon that they use, but they use this weapon to do mind control. Yeah, and the word harp is a failed project. HARP is a project that was done away with since 2012. Since 2012, the project HARP don't exist anymore. The things that is happening on the earth is supernatural. There's a higher authority that is doing these supernatural things. This has nothing to do with NASA or scientists and them exploiting the weather, although they could do it. And the only how they could do it, they cannot manipulate. They cannot manipulate the weather. Yeah, they cannot. They can never manipulate the weather. The only thing that they could do to manipulate the weather is spray chemtrails. Yeah, you ever heard about chemtrails before? Anybody ever heard about chemtrails? Right. Chemtrails is the same so-called Sahara dust. What is the Sahara dust? Sahara dust is chemtrails, and in order to put it in a nice way so that you all will have a nice understanding, that will deceive you and tell you about Sahara dust, right? On this map here, I'm just going to do a little quick. Excuse me. I'm just going to do a little quick switch there. Let's see if. Once it works good, right? Once it works properly, let me see what's going on there. All right, so let me see if I can just I'm just gonna do a little quick tutorial. All right, guys. So as we can see here right now, right now we have earthquakes happening. Let's see if I can just drag it. Can't. So let's try to drag it now, but it ain't dragging today. It was just dragging, but maybe it will drag again. If any one of you saw my drawing, yeah, the drawing, I think it was from the 26th of August, somewhere around there. I did a specific drawing on Florida. How the earthquakes will be happening for Florida, where Dorian would be going. I show you all what a new system would have been formed. I wonder if I have it downloaded here, but I can't remember if I have it downloaded. But I just giving you a reminder. I think I have it. It should be downloaded already. It should be downloaded, but I can't really switch right now. But as you can see, Bahamas here, right? And you can see Havana, Cuba right there. What is going to happen? The new system, right? They call it a tropical depression, which will turn into a hurricane. It will be in the next 7 days. It will turn into a hurricane. And as I say, and as I always say, All right, always give you the warning in front. This is your opportunity to come into the ancient truth of Elohim, because without the ancient truth of Elohim, which is the true oil, you cannot enter into heaven. You cannot enter into heaven. You cannot be raptured without the ancient truth of Elohim. The ancient truth of Elohim is the true word of the creators. Yeah, without that truth, which is the true oil of salvation, not Christianity. Religion is not the oil of salvation. Religion is the oil of destruction, so to speak, right? Religion is the path to destruction, right? Because as you can see, Bahamas had some really devoted Christians, real devoted, they really love God, and bam, Elohim didn't care about them and their God, right? So not too far we see in Turks and Caicos Island. That is also another part of Bahamas, but more opposite Haiti, like, and we also seen the Cayman Islands. I did a drawing explaining about the tectonic plate, and let me just if we go back down to the islands, you will see Trinidad and Tobago there, and you will see those are all the earthquakes that are currently happening for Trinidad right now. And we just had a 3.8 just 15 minutes ago. We had a 3.8 in Maturin. As you can see there were 4 earthquakes there over the period of 4 days, which include today, make it 4 days in Maturin. There was earthquakes in Carupano. I did a drawing about that already. Hopefully in the future I will do another drawing, but no, I will not do another drawing, because I tell you all, I've done explain about Trinidad. What we're going to talk about is the 10.1. I love to refresh your mind. The 10.1 catastrophic magnitude earthquake will actually begin. It won't begin no time after 9. It won't begin no time after 10. For example, Trinidadians, you also know, for example, this is not to insult people or anything like that. This is just to bring awareness, right? If you tell a Trinidadian, right, you tell them to meet you, for a meeting at 10. What time you think these Trinidadians will actually? What time you actually think that these Trinidadians will actually reach the meeting? 10:30. You tell them 10 o'clock, they reach in 10:30. You tell them 11 o'clock, they reach in 10:15. They tell them 11 o'clock, they reach in 11:15, 1 o'clock, and saying that they wasn't getting no car, all this kind of thing. In other words, what I'm trying to explain to you is that when Yahuwah say a time is a time. If Yahuwah say 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock sharp. Yeah, Yahuwah ain't going against what he speak to me, right? Whether Yahuwah speak through me, whether I speak out of the heart of the Creator, right? Because I am their voice on the earth. I am their voice on the earth. I am the voice of the Creator on the earth. I am the voice of the voiceless on the earth. I am the voice in the wilderness, right? For years, I'm the voice in the wilderness that the world rejects, but in the end, I am the one that the world will have to come to. Yeah, they will have to come to, because there will be no way out of what will happen in a few days from now. There will be no way out. No religion can save you. No Jesus, no Kali, none of them in busting the sky, and none of them in coming to save you, because during your lives, I saw some part of your life, you sit down and you think, our parents teach us religion, teach us traditions. It was to uphold a curse, right? It wasn't to uphold righteousness or to remain rooted and grounded in Elohim commandments. Religion poisons the generation. All the generations are poisoned. And no, religion is not from your creators. Religion is from your gods, the fallen angels, the Anunnaki, the Enki, right? The Egyptian gods, right? I had to boil down to this. Yeah. It all boils down to slavery. Yeah. Religion is a slavery mentality, right? So is at the end of the day, it's up to you to believe in what I'm saying, up to you to believe. Anyhow, let's move on. I want to do a little short drawing there, and then we're gonna call it quits. As you can see, earthquakes happen in Valencia. I'm just gonna explain real quick of how I told you that Venezuela will split in three, right? The first split will begin between Carupano and Maturin. But we know Carupano and Maturin will be a cubicle. Carupano and Maturin will be a cubicle. I'm saying it correct, right? Will be a cubicle split. I already explained it on my drawings from some weeks ago. And after that, we goes down to Guyana. You see, Guyana, all the oil and all these different things. Well, I'm going to talk about that today. But Guyana has been saturated. For those who don't know, there's a place called Suriname too that had floods and rains just 3 days ago. And whatever the name of the place, yes. And then we have the beautiful Amazon. And all on one land, Guyana is on one land with Amazon. They are on one tectonic plate. Yeah, they're all on one tectonic plate, by the way. You know, so now the Amazon, what's happening in the Amazon right now is the breaking of the earth, right? I saw a video. I'm not going to bring it up right now. I don't have the time to go and download that video. Not that I don't want to, but I don't have the time for that. I'm not wasting that particular time to go and download that video to upload it to show you all what's going on in Arizona. Arizona as well as Amazon, right? But what's going on in Amazon right now is the land that is splitting. Remember, if I told you all, well, Venezuela will be split in three, which includes Carupano and Maturin, right? Now, Carupano and Maturin, which includes Caracas and, Caracu. Because if you all remember, I told you all, Panama City FR and the mega catastrophic tsunami is going to begin here, right? And if you all note, and those who always keep a note, you all could also download any earthquake app. You can download any earthquake app, and you can always keep in track with the earthquakes, although the magnitudes will be incorrect and inaccurate. But say what, you're still getting to know about the activities that we are doing on the earth, right? So as you can see, we have Panama City and Costa Rica, we have Nicaragua, we have Honduras, we have Guatemala, and we have Chiapas. I don't know if I'm saying the word correct. And we have Tabasco, Tabasco. I think it's Tabasco, wherever in the place. And we have Yucatan. We have Belize too as well on the same land with Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, right? Now, the mega catastrophic tsunami will definitely begin. If you look definitely at this, how I bring the map here, then you will know how the earth is flat, and then they will understand how we're going to create the tsunami. Now, to create a tsunami for the Caribbean island is very easy, very sweet and nice. The tsunami is going to begin, as you can see, Florida land right there, and there's no way that we could create a tsunami from Florida here, unless if we build the tectonic plates. Before Yahuwah does anything at all, Yahuwah gives warning. Yahuwah doesn't destroy any city without a warning. They get warnings and warnings and warnings. And when they begin to get verbal warnings, I say warnings. When they begin to get verbal warnings like I am giving you, then and only then, well, they may take me serious or they may not. But say what? Only then they will understand. For example, if you're working in a company, right, people? You're working in a company, and let me say your punctuality wasn't on time, and you're late every single day. Every single day you're late for work. Every day you're late for work. Every day, every day you late for work, right? But one day your boss does get fed up, and your boss decided, here what's going on. They're going to give you a verbal letter, because they give you, but you know a verbal letter means a verbal warning, means word of mouth then, right? Verbal means a word of mouth. When they begin to give you, I can't really remember to explain it to you, but if you all have, let me say, a slightest idea, maybe you could put it in the comment section there, so maybe I could remember it. I can't really formulate what I want to explain to you all right now, because, you know, in between the spirit and in between, I'm in the spirit right now and I'm in the natural, so I am just taking the information from what Yahuwah giving me now, and I'm telling you all it, right? So if you all have any idea what I'm trying to explain, it will be a beautiful, very beautiful, that people could actually put it down in the comment section there, so that people could learn, right? Venezuela was split in 3. Also, America was split in 7 parts. I explained that on a drawing from 2017. If you go back on those drawings, which I may do a live about it, not today though, but I may do I think I did an update on that drawing in 2017, so you could go and look at that if you could find it, because most of the things that I'm doing, it's being suppressed by the enemy, so it's very hard for me to reach people right now, knowing in this dark hour that we in right now. You all know about the 23 days of darkness, right? The 23 days of darkness is coming, and that is one of the things that Yahuwah said to warn you all about. The 23 days of darkness means complete darkness on the earth for 23 days, and after the 23 days of darkness, then the Armageddon war will begin. So you all have to understand how the Bible deceives humanity to believing that the Bible is really the main source. The Bible is not the main source. The Bible will never be the main source. Anything that is brought, anything that could be sold by men, it could be manipulated by the enemies. Let me say that one more time. Alright, we had an earthquake there in a second. Thank you, Abba. We're going to be going over to Luzon, Philippines. Everything I'm telling you all here will happen, whether you listen or you don't listen to me. I am the divine one, the only divine one that the world, everybody on the earth, whoever you are, needs to listen to only me. You listen to anybody else, they will deceive you, right? And you will lose your salvation. Anyhow, so we have I'm still looking for my answer there. So we have Costa Rica, and bam, the tsunami will begin in Panama City. And in order to generate that water, because we need to generate 7,000 feet of water. 7,000 feet of water will be generated. And not only that, Panama will be broken off. Let me just go forward here. Panama will be broken off so that the water that is out here, which is the Central Pacific Rise, which will be here. Here is where we are working on right now to bring, to gather the water. So the water is being gathered here right now. So what is being done is that the water is being pooled or gathered in a horizontal manner. All right, so all those earthquakes that is happening near the ocean or near the coast, those are the places where the water will be generated. Water will be generated to begin our mega catastrophic tsunamis there. So again, Panama City will be broken off right here. This will newly be after when we break off Costa Rica here, and we break off from Monteria, right? When we break off from there, then the water from the Central East Pacific Rise, I don't know if I've seen it right, but the water from here outside in Ecuador will now be able to flow inland to gather out here, right? Note that you also understand how the tsunamis will be happening. The tsunami will be a roll event. It will be rolling across the islands because the earth is flat. Because the earth is a flat earth, it is possible that we will do the tsunami that way, because that is how the earth is created. The earth is not created as a spinning ball. That is the deception. That is part of the programming, the mind control system of the fallen Anunnakis, or the fallen ones, right? I think that everybody should be listening right now, by the way. But anyhow, let me see how much people we could gather here right now. Tag anybody who you could tag. Share this live wherever you could share this live. Whoever you could share this live to, please share this live, as my time is very, very precious, and you all need to learn to appreciate me coming every time and sitting on here for maybe sometimes 16 hours straight, trying to open your eyes, while the others trying to deceive you to not listen to me so that they will be famous. They want to be famous, but their goal is to deceive you, right? Because they themselves know that they are not in alignment with Elohim. They know they are not in alignment with the creators, and they know that they are serving the enemy, and they want to pull down others with them. And in order to pull down others with them, they have to make me look bad. Remember, I am the main source, right? And being the main source is not an easy task at all. It's not easy being the main source on the earth, and being tormented by the same people, or being attacked, rather, not tormented, but yeah, well, tormented, but being attacked by the same people who you swear an oath to help, who I swear an oath to wake up, who I swear an oath to reach all out to reach them, right? The same people who I swear an oath to help them is the same people who want to destroy me. But I tell you all something, it's impossible to destroy me. You can't destroy me at all. Yeah, I cannot be destroyed. All right. Anyhow, so no matter what people say bad things against me, they just want you to be against me, so that you will not listen to me, so that you will end up left behind like them. Got it? All right. So now we have Mexico join to Florida, right? We have Mexico join to Florida, Alabama, blah blah blah, and this is the horse's head. And from here we have Baja, California, which we're going to be talking about this one, but I'm just going to do a review rather of the entire earth. So I need you all to continue to share this live wherever you could share it. It doesn't mean that people will like to hear what I have to say, but at least they did hear, and they witnessed that Archangel Samuel warned them about it. Once I warn you about it, it's final. It will happen, right? It will happen when you want it to happen. It will happen when you do not expect it to happen. And that's all, that's how Elohim are doing things, because they are the creators. They are unpredictable, very unpredictable. All right, so as we can see here, right, well, not talk about all of that again, but from Costa Rica here will break off, and lower down to Panama City here, right here, right, this tail here will break off, so that the water that is being gathered out here in the Eastern Pacific Rise here, that this water will cross into the Caribbean Sea. All right. Once this water cross in the Caribbean Sea, it will be ready to create a tsunami coming down the road. Right. What will happen to Honduras and all these other places? We'll be talking about that in a second. As you all know, the reason why there are earthquakes happening Oaxaca, Mexico, it is to break off Mexico. So you see in Baja, California, they will not, never mind that, right? From here, right? From here, going to break off So a split is actually happening here. You all hear me talk about the split to happen in Mexico, right? Right, there's a split here. It will happen from here, right outside the coast of Baja, California. That is exactly where the split will be happening. Split will be happening here and split right across Mexico.
The closeness of the ocean to the restaurant acted as a catalyst for some of the damage, especially on the floor.
The earthquake bust the building in two, and then the breeze and the heavy waves of the water.
Thursday, sections of the island were rocked by a 4.2 magnitude earthquake that
when the quake occurred.
Listen to everything that I say, but the people don't. Imagine the evil ones listens to what I say. Off the bat, they does exactly what I say. But the people don't listen. And that is the baddest. That's the bad thing, The evil ones listening to my life, but the people not listening. And the evil ones preparing while the public is not preparing. Right? Public is not preparing at all. Well, look at that. And we're not talking about El Salvador. Eh? We're not talking about yeah, I might bring up the earthquake up today. It too problematic this hour. Alright? too problematic, by the way. So there was an earthquake happened 20 minutes ago offshore of El Salvador. Right? I just explained to you all about the offshore. Right, and the reason why the earthquakes are happening in the Gulf of Mexico, right, is because the break off here will have to break off. Once here break off, it will sink. It wouldn't float away to nowhere else. So from here, go right back here, will break off in order to level here. So in order to get the water from outside here to come into here, they need to break off here, and that is what they're working on, right? So this piece of land will break off, and when that piece of land is break off, there will be another piece to break off here. So we're talking about the beginning here under Baja, California here, Mexico, will break off. It has to break off, right? Here will break off, and then here will break off. Oaxaca, Mexico will break off, and then we have all these different places like Belize and El Salvador. El Salvador was the place with an earthquake, right? So there was an earthquake in El Salvador. Let me see. Let me just go back. Anybody have any updates on the earthquakes in the earthquake that has happened in El Salvador? I'm just going back and look because I am flabbergasted right now. I don't know how to explain that they are. Yes, offshore El Salvador, and offshore El Salvador, which is what we're looking at right now. There was an earthquake that just happened there. Anybody can send over the data? Anybody have let me see if I can send over the data for you. Alright, I'll send over the data for you just now.
However, since then, we have received reports of damage to buildings at the Helsha Beach in St. Catherine, more than 100 kilometers away. Thursday's quake left cracks, piles of rubble, and holes in the ground when the shaking stopped. Sarita Earl operates one of the affected restaurants along the shore in Helsha. She was inside the restaurant when the quake occurred.
I was in the kitchen and I hear a rolling sound from out the sea. And when we look, we can feel the vibration on the ground. But it took, I think they did have one before that broke the building in two.
She added that the damage to the building was not only from the shaking, but that the closeness of the ocean to the restaurant acted as a catalyst for some of the damage, especially on the floor.
The earthquake bust the building in two, and then the breeze and the heavy waves of the water go underneath and it start to break other parts of the building.
The area at the back of the restaurant used to be a bar with shelves stacked with liquor and waves crashing against the structure outside. But after Thursday's natural disaster,
yes, all the shelf was about liquor and juice and stuff. And when the earthquake occurred, all the shelves tear down and all the liquors fall to the ground and break.
On Thursday, sections of the island were rocked by a 4.2 magnitude earthquake that was felt mostly in St. Anne and St. Catherine. We are now learning that the earthquake damaged structures along the Hellshire shoreline in Portmore, St. Catherine. Now, the epicenter of the earthquake was on the border of St. Catherine and St. Anne near Guys Hill. There were no reports of injuries, but some business
damage to buildings at the Hellshire Beach in St. Catherine, more the area at the back of the residence, and no damage was reported.
Mine where will be broken off. Just put in the comment section too, so that other people who watching the live will know where will be broken off. Hope that credit will be given to Archangel Samuel due. Alright, so Oaxaca will be broken off. El Salvador will be broken off, and then we have a next break that will happen by Costa Rica and close to Cubado. Right, Cubado is right down. I think it's Cubado. There were no earthquakes that happened Cubado, but there were earthquakes that happened right here in the East Pacific Rise. All right, and then we have the Atlantic Ridge, the North Atlantic Ridge. We're going to talk about that in a second, right? We're going to talk about that in a second. But what we're going to do, we're going to run through all the islands, we're going to run through the world according to Google and the stupid map. We're going to run through the world really quick. As well, you all could download this live too, right? Florida will be broken off from this place here. Georgia here will be broken off. So this piece of island here has to be broken off. So the reason why Bahamas really had that mega tsunami that happened in the form of an atmospheric tsunami, and tornadoes mingled together with it, was in order to bring the tsunami from up here to roll across. Yeah, the tsunami, you know, if you all follow my drawings, I don't need to explain it over and over, right? The water from out here will go inland, right? The tsunami will begin Panama City, but not really exactly. But it began Panama City, as I tell you all, as Panama City is the marker for the tsunami to be released and go forward. And when the tsunami is being released, remember, all these other islands here wouldn't exist, right? It will sink. So that means that the people on those islands will die, right? The people on those islands will die. That's why I say that when Abba done destroying the earth or done with the tectonic plate movements, then when they do the saturation and they're ready to do greater earthquakes, when Abba ready to do greater earthquakes, I mean like 10.1 and thing, when Abba ready to do greater earthquakes and separate all these places, a lot of people, millions of people will die. You think what happened with Dorian and all the other storms that happened before wasn't a warning? It was a warning. It was a warning to prepare yourself for future events. Well, we reached to that. We really reached to that timing right now, right? Millions of people is going to die when Yahuwah begin to split, and when Yahuwah begin to do mega greater earthquakes, catastrophic 10.1, then you know all them things will happen. You know, I didn't really explain to you all in depth certain things because I don't want you all to get scared and don't listen to me anymore. Although I really don't care if you don't listen to me anyhow. I don't care really, because I know some of you will not care to listen to me, so it doesn't matter. But as I said already, up here right under Baja, California will be broken off completely. And that's the revise from up there. Then you have Oaxaca will be broken off, right? And then we have El Salvador here will be broken off, right? There was an earthquake that just happened, El Salvador right here, broken off. And then we have a little way down to Costa Rica here will be broken off with Boligojo. Well, you know, not Cali, yeah? Not Cali. This is Cali, not California, but Cali. Not down there, but right down here, right? Right down here will break off, right? Right down here will be broken off, right? Right? So, in order to understand how the tsunamis will be happening, you have to watch my lives. if you watch my lives, you will know how these mega catastrophic tsunamis will be happening. And if you also take notes of everything that I tell you, then you will understand too as well. I'll just say thank you for everybody, whoever you are, for listening to this live. And I hope this live really reach to you, or really reach out to you in some way. But this is the reality of what's going to happen in a few days from now, right? Or should I say in a few hours from now, because I've reached right now the 9th phase, and they partially complete the 9th phase right now. So the 9th phase is partially completed. From when I told you all there would have been a shift with Dorian, right? Dorian was the beginning of the 9th shift. Now we leaving the 9th shift and we're going into the 10th shift. Now we're only going up to 12 shifts, only 12 catastrophic shifts. And then after the 12 catastrophic shift, I don't need to tell you all what will be happening next, right? But follow my prophecies. No, I'm on YouTube, not on Instagram and all them other places. You will not find me there, right? What the heck is this black box here? Anyhow, not my concern. So as you all could see too as well, there were earthquakes. There were earthquakes that happened Oregon, right out here, Oregon. That's because a mega catastrophic tsunami have to rise out here. If you follow the teachings, then you will know where the tsunamis will be happening, right? So it will be very easy for you to differentiate what will be happening, right? So as you can see too here as well, this is British Columbia, and another mega tsunami, catastrophic tsunami, will be happening out here. I'm not sure how the map wall out like that, maybe how I actually put it down, but you get an idea, right? So these little box thing, how it form, let us be an idea to you how Yahuwah is building the tectonic plate. Tectonic plates are being built up, right? In order to create those tsunamis, you have to get the height, right? And you have to begin the height from under the water. So from the surface of under the water will be the building of the tectonic plate, and it will register as an earthquake, but it's not really an earthquake, right? All the earthquakes that are happening off course of Mexico, of course of Trinidad, of course of Bahamas, of course of wherever, all these earthquakes are happening to facilitate the mega catastrophic tsunamis, right? Okay, then, right now, so we have an understanding. The tsunami, I already have a specific drawing for that. Go and have a look. I think that you all should have a look on that, right? No, I'm not sure how it's showing up like this, right? But you all truly need to understand what's really coming. So we have Akas and all these other places. So what I'm going to do is just do a little rotation there. I'm just going to do a little rotation.
The quake occurred
and show you the split from California, run straight across to Oklahoma City.
But it took, I think they did have one before that break the building in two.
Rocked by a
in the kitchen, and I down, and all the liquors fall to the ground and break.
Anytime you start to get influential and you start to influence people, they will move in and they will try to take credit for what you teach them. So as you can see, this is the ocean that we are viewing here right now. This is the ocean on Oregon, and not too far from here there was an earthquake that happened out here, line up out here. There were a lot of earthquakes happening offshore, right? These earthquakes that happen offshore or offshore the coast of Oregon signifies where the tsunamis will be happening. Already teach that already some weeks ago, so you all could go back and look at that as well. And the tsunami will happen. Well, I teach everything, so I will try to give you all everything in a nutshell before we reach 3 to 4 hours. I won't go that long, so as long as people listening to the live, I will go a little longer. So So we have Washington, we have Oregon, right? We hear a lot of things happening. Washington DC, we hear earthquake happen Vancouver Island. All those places is where earthquakes are happening. And not too far from here is we call this place, boy. Not too far from here is not too far from here will be, can you remember the name of the place right now? But not too far from here is obviously, I won't tell you all every single thing, Alaska, right? I had to do a teaching for how the tsunami will be happening for Alaska. As you all know, the people of Alaska have no idea how certain things are happening. USGS have no idea at all how all these earthquakes are happening. They don't have a clue why these earthquakes are happening anyhow, happening frequently. By telling other people that is just normal. No, it's not normal. It's not normal that earthquakes are happening frequently every single 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes there's an earthquake. All right. So let me just scroll down here. Wow, as you can see, I don't know. Hey, what's going on here, boy? The land's looking break up. Hopefully Google Earth will be able to build back itself properly. Drake Passage. And that Drake Passage, right? Drake Passage is a very, very important place, and I will be talking about Drake Passage in a few weeks from now, or in a few days from now. I'll teach about Drake Passage. But all those places, what going on with this, boy? Hey, I know what's going on with this map. I have to do reboot. I have to do a reboot system again. So that is what I will be working on. I have to reboot the map again. Okay? I have to reboot the map again because I want to show you all something, but you know, it does be hard sometimes.
By a 4.2 magnitude earthquake that was felt mostly in St. Anne and St. Catherine. We are now...
The earthquake unit in a preliminary report...
You know. Yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I have to pull up a next map. So I'm working with this now. Working with a different map. The other map is crazy. Yeah, sometimes I stay 8 hours, you know, that depends, right? Alright, so I'm just going to go up the islands there. I already taught you all how the tsunami will be happening. So I'm going up, using this opportunity to actually go up some more. Let me see if I could just go up some more because I want to you know, show you all. Where this place is, boy. Hopefully I am going up the right way. Oh, what's going the wrong way? Oh. Alright, let me just stay course on Florida here. This is Florida here that you're seeing, right? This is Florida. Yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot of patience to teach this, yeah? A lot. I will say, if I didn't have love, I don't have time to sit down and teach this. I'd be in my bed. Understand? But for the sake of the souls that will be lost, that we don't want to be lost, I have to do this. If they reject this, then they reject their salvation. and then there's nothing else that we could do to help them, nothing else that we could do to save them, you know. I think we reached California already, not sure. Just waiting for the map to build here. Hey, what's up to you, brother Eliyahu and your mom? Shalom. Hey, what's up to you, Darrell boy? Hi, Vicky. Hi, Chintaya. Hi, Chintaya. Hi. Alright, so I think this is Mexico here. I have a little work again to go. Alright. Yeah, we're just going. Right? I told you earlier Mexico will be broken off already, so I don't need to explain that, why there are so much earthquakes happening there. It's to break off that piece of island. This is Baja, California here. That's a little small piece that has been saturated, right? Baja, California has been saturated, right? Completion for there maybe almost 90% or so. This thing moving real slow, boy. So we to reach California already, you know. Boy, ain't moving real slow. Google Earth, nah. Yeah, I think I reached California here. Because supposed to have Hawaii supposed to be somewhere here. I think I passed California already. Okay, this is Alaska. This Alaska, and you also know the ice in Alaska has melted, and there's a reason why Alaska have ice. I wouldn't go into that today. Hawaii is not really far from America, and Hawaii is a small island. You see like how the tsunami will be triggered. From Christmas Island in Indonesia. You see how the tsunami will be triggered in Oregon, or off the coast of California, Southern California, Red Crest, and all those places are doing the split, right? I'm just waiting for it to build up there. Let me see if I can just do a switch. I'm just waiting for the map to populate right now, but it's taking very, very long. I know some of you are maybe are more patient than I. Yeah, and some of you maybe have a lot of patience. Well, you know, I already did specific. Wow, I could do that. So I don't know where this is. And it's loading. This is Oregon. Let me see if they will show anything. It's a little picture or something like that, and you might be able to see a picture coming up so that you know is California, because you could see Nevada, Idaho, and Oregon. Right, you can see those places. So that's specifically this specifically mean that the tsunami will be happening off the coast of California, right? And then we have Red Crest. Let me see if it will come up. Then we have, let me just switch this option off for a while. Hopefully it will switch off. I'm trying to switch it off, but sometimes it's very hard. Right, so I just take that off there so that you all could maybe see. If it's too bright, let me know now. If it's too bright, no problem, let me know. You know, after when I done this live, I will do, yeah. So we have San Francisco, we have earthquakes happening here. San Jose, this is California, this just the state is California. And down in the basin here, see down here, this is a basin, it's called a basin, right? Down in the basin here, there are cities like Fresno, you know, Sacramento, right? As I said already, this is a basin, right? All the people who live in down here could easily drown. If Yahuwah wants to drown California or drown anywhere in the world, all you have to do is just open atmospheric tsunami. So this is called a basin. This is the real basin here. The basin is between Sacramento and Fresno and Bakersfield. Note that Bakersfield is right here. It has people living there, by the way, right? As I said already, this is down in a hole, right? These people who living down in these holes could easily drown to death, could easily kill them, could easily destroy them, because this is a basin. You know what's a basin? A basin is something that you could fill up with water. You could either wash clothes in it, you could either wash wares in it, you could either use it to bathe out of. Or a basin has a flat surface, right? It has a circular, wrong sort of angle, right? That is what we're seeing there. We're seeing a basin. That is called a basin, right? So Bakersfield, Fresno, Sacramento, not San Francisco and them, they outside of the basin, right? So places like San Francisco is not in the basin, rather. San Jose is not in the basin, right? But the earthquakes to begin in California wasn't far from Fresno, right? Now Fresno here is in the center of the basin, right? It's easy to sink, it's easy to drown the people who live inside of here, because all we have to do is just do an atmospheric tsunami right here, right? So don't ask for it, because it can happen, right? So that's the reason why. So am I making sense, right? This is the umpteen reason why Yahuwah had California on a serious drought, right? You know, remember for years California wasn't having no rain, right? How would they get their water? Is because they were pumping seawater and purifying it. Let me say again, when California was going through their drought, as they're still going through a drought, by the way, right? When California, those down in the basin, not those outside of the basin, but those inside of the basin, in complete danger. So what Yahuwah did, it has some very important, special human beings down inside that basin, and he put them there for a reason, right? Every time he look at going to destroy the people in that basin, he will think twice, because there are special people down inside that basin that you don't want to be destroyed, right? That you don't want to destroy. So what he will do is rapture or remove those inside that basin, then kill the ones who rebellion against him in that basin, right? So this is deep, folks. This is real deep. This is not this has nothing to do with religion or traditions or any rubbish that you learn from your ministers or your leaders, because they're all deceiving you, right? So it's easy for Yahuwah to drench here with water to drown all the people living inside a bowl, right? So this is a bowl, right? This is inside the bowl, right? The first earthquake that began on July, this happened in June. The first earthquakes, the signs of the earthquakes that began in Bakersfield ever happened. The first set of earthquakes that happened in California began in Bakersfield. Why? It is to remind those who living in the basin, hey, I could destroy you anytime, right? Don't think that you're higher than me at all, because you could be destroyed. You could be drowned alive, right? It could be very easy, very, very easy to drown these people here. All right, so what I plan to do is, let me just see if I could just you know, let me see if I could just deal with the filters, and let me see if I could add a little something special into this. Let me see if I could just create on the gamma or something so that you all can see what I'm talking about. Some of you might not see because I have it bright. I want you all to see the actual bowl, right? Right, so now we have it. I think we have it how we want it. I will just right, so it is an actual bowl. That's how it is, right? So as you can see, this is a bowl, right? And you have people living inside of here. There are people living inside this bowl, right? So we're talking about Sacramento. Sacramento is the beginning of the beginning of the bowl, and then you have the top of the bowl. So sorry, the beginning of the bowl is Bakersfield, right? Bakersfield is the beginning, and Bakersfield is in the tip of the bowl, inside the bowl, but in tip in the bowl, right? And then you have Sacramento, which is in the bottom of the bowl. So Sacramento is in the bottom of the bowl, right? And all around here is rocks and mountains that could fall on you, right? Yahuwah could use so much things to kill people there, so much things, right? All these things that we see here is rocks, or is mountain made out of rocks. These people decided to live down inside of this bowl. At any moment, if Yahuwah bring rain, plenty saturation, these mountains could begin to cave in on these people living inside this bowl, right? So we have human beings living inside of here, very special people, right? Don't take your blessing for granted at all, because at any time you could die, right? So this is actually California here, right? California is just inside the bowl. Look at that. California is inside the bowl, right? So we have people living inside the bowl, and we call it California, right? Easy to destroy, very easy to destroy, right? Next we're going to talk about all right, okay, rich crest boy. So we have Arizona, right? So what the earthquake that happened in Bakersfield in June, what it did was it began a split from here straight across to Arizona, right? You all saw a lot of people talking about split in Arizona, right? The split began in the earthquake that happened in Bakersfield. It stretched from Bakersfield straight across to Arizona, right? The split that happened in the central from Fresno, that didn't happen yet, right? Fresno untouched, but little earthquakes happening here and there close to Fresno, but not the important parts inside of the bowl, or the people who living inside the important parts. They are very important, right? The ones who hate them will be the ones to die when we cave down all these walls around them, all these mountains that is seen here. Wow, look at that, 3.0 Central California. Please, when you all get an earthquake update, right, while I'm teaching here, it will be very important. When you all get an earthquake update, please, right, whatever magnitude, post it in the comment section, please. I can't leave our teaching to post it. I want people to see that what I'm saying is the truth. Brother OB, accounting in here, Brother OB, please report to us here the magnitudes of earthquakes that you're receiving on your app, because I know most of you have earthquake apps, and it takes nothing, guys. It takes nothing to copy paste the earthquake and put it in the comment section so that other people outside could see while I am talking earthquakes is happening, so that they will know, right? I know what I am talking about. This will reassure people that they are not being deceived, right? Yeah, if you want to say it's a stadium bowl too, you know. But this is Beaconsfield where the earthquake began, right? And then you have Death Valley Park, right? So if I could just put back up the lighting there, but it's kind of looking too dim for me. Right. So the earthquake in California began in Beaconsfield. All right. So Beaconsfield is where the earthquake began. Let me see if I can wrap up this and teach about the whole rule quick. All right. So from Beaconsfield, we have a split running straight across. So what I did is this part here will break off. Right. I will have to do an online drawing. I don't know when. Right, so that you all could see. But while I'm talking here, take notes. When the earthquake in California began, it began in Bakersfield. It didn't begin nowhere else, right? It began in the tip, in the the other state, but this will be the central, right? Central California is where? Where's Central California? I don't know. Then you have Los Angeles, and then you have San Diego. And then from San Diego, then we come down to Baja, California, right? Hopefully, yeah, we reach Baja, California already, right? So we're going up. Oh, sorry about that. So the split happened from Beaconsfield, go straight across. Right here, around Death Valley, supposed to have Red Crest. And the reason why mega earthquakes are happening in Red Crest, or minor earthquakes is happening in Red Crest, it is putting in alignment the rip that will happen by Beaconsfield. You realize there hasn't been no earthquakes happening in Bakersfield, right? Not yet. We will begin earthquakes again in Bakersfield soon, right? Very soon we will begin earthquakes in Bakersfield again soon. When that does happen, then when we begin earthquake, then we will complete the split to go Arizona, right? But all the other places, Sacramento, San Francisco, all those places are places of interest where earthquakes will be happening and happening right now. In the central Death Valley National Park, this is where the central Death Valley Park is connected. Let me just go back. The central Death Valley Park is connected to the bowl, right? Once earthquakes begin to happen in the Death Valley, right? They call it Death Valley National Park. You know why they call it Death Valley? Because it's like a drought-stricken island, right? No rain. The place, I can't explain it for you all. Those who live in California could explain it in the comment section. How would it feel to live in California? Well, they don't really have to do that, but depends on if you want to do, so that you'll give people an idea of what I'm trying to explain, and that will be awesome. Alright, so as we can see, this is inside a giant bowl. Alright, it's easy to fill up with water to drown all these people living inside of it. All these people who living inside of this bowl could die very easy, very quickly. Alright, so that is not part of the agenda yet, or that is not part of the plan yet. Alright. So Now we have things happening in Nevada. We have earthquakes happening in Nevada. Why the earthquakes happen in Nevada? It connects back to Sacramento, and it also connects back to out here where I did the drawing a few weeks ago, right? Out here, remember I did the drawing here, right? Remember that drawing, right? If you remember that drawing, it will be very, very, very beneficial that you people really share this life. This life needs to be shared. Don't just steal the information and put it in your own words. When the Archangel Samuel is the main source, okay? Give him credit. Give him the credit that is due to him. He is the only one that making the sacrifice to reach out to you, the public. Right? Nobody else. They're making the sacrifice. They might pretend to make the sacrifice, but they are not making any sacrifice at all to reach to you, the public, to give you that specific warning. Now down inside of California, it have all kind of different places. It have
but my love is getting stronger every day. You're again now. I'm to give you more of my time. Don't call it on it again. Gotcha. I've tried a lifetime to find you. Give me a moment just to remind you of the love we've not made before. The reason you can't close this door. I see confusion in your eyes, and maybe you're a little surprised the way we make love under the moonlight. Tomorrow you'll see the new light. Come away in a dream. This world is not what it seems. There be no gold at the end of the rainbow. Birds don't fly anywhere that the wind blows. Come away in a dream. Life is not what it seems. Happily don't always live forever, but my love is getting stronger every day. Oh, stronger every day. Yeah. Oh, they tell me that diamonds are your friends, but diamonds won't be there in the end. I give you my love to remember. I keep you happy home, happy home. You should be me born if I. Nothing in this world can justify loving on your heart for I and I. It's you and I, baby. Maybe it's just fate. Our time was simply be waiting. Is it chance to bring us together? We can go in search of forever. In a dream, this world is not what it seems. There be no gold at the end of the rainbow. Birds don't fly anywhere that the wind blows. Come away in a dream. Life is not what it seems. Happily don't always live forever, but my love is getting stronger every day. Ooh, see the future in your eyes. Yeah. Stronger every day. My love keep growing, stronger each day. Come away in a dream. This world it's not what it seems. There be no gold at the end of the rainbow. Birds don't fly anywhere that the wind blows. Come away in a dream.
all kind of different things down inside this bowl. They have no idea how easy it is to kill them inside of here. It's very easy to kill them inside of here, right? It's very easy to destroy them in here, because all we have to do is just do earthquakes here and carve down this whole wall into them. That is not the plan, as I say, not right now, but when we actually remove all those that are for us, all those that belongs to us, when we do that divine exodus that's coming in a few days, which is the rapture. Those who don't know that the catching away, the rapture is the final exodus, right? So there's no other rapture to happen after the exodus. If you're not a part of this exodus, then you will, when you remain left behind, then you cannot make to go into the exodus, right? So the rapture, the catching away coming, is a divine exodus. All right, so as I said already, the reason why earthquakes happening in Nevada here is to dismantle Sacramento, right? There are earthquakes happening in Sacramento that is on land, yeah, that is on land. And Sacramento now connects not back to San Francisco as the map showing you. This is what the map showing you. The map showing you is like if they're connected, but no, they're not connected at all. Sacramento and San Francisco is not connected on the same tectonic plates. So in order to dismantle, it's called dismantling, right? Abba might either one cut around the bowl, and according to the timing that he might actually cut the bowl and let this bowl float by itself. So these people will be by themselves. I'm not sure what will be happening here, but this is very important, guys. Very important. These are places of an interest where mega catastrophic earthquakes will begin to happen soon. Leave Fresno out of the equation, and San Jose, San Francisco, all those places will have earthquakes. Minor earthquakes goes up, right? But for now, we are doing things other places, right? We live in California. This California place here for a little while. But while we do that, we still making the people aware, or the people responsible for reporting earthquakes, that we are aware of the downgrading the earthquakes that we are doing, or downgrading the shift of the tectonic plates, right? Remember, before they ever begin to call it earthquake, right? They just used to say a quake happening, or the earth does vibrating. In other words, long ago they never used to say the word earthquake. They used to say the earth vibrating, right? And then they came up with the word earthquake and give it a whole new meaning. But Elohim, right, is doing tectonic shiftings, meaning that they are shifting the tectonic plate out of where it were when he created the earth. When Yahuwah El Elyon, the Almighty, when Yahuwah created the earth, placed tectonic plates certain places. What he's doing now is shifting the tectonic plates out of its plates, and places where the tsunamis will be happening, he's building the tectonic plate. And in order to build the tectonic plate, certain lives might be lost sometime, but the plan is not for people to lose their lives in earthquake, right? What happened to Haiti in 2000 back then, what happened to Haiti wasn't no coincidence. Haiti deserved that earthquake. I won't go into that, but it came up in my spirit to just relate to you all and give you all an idea of why these earthquakes are happening. Red Crest having earthquakes too as well. Why? It is to dismantle Bakersfield. Not only to dismantle Bakersfield, as I told you all already, the tectonic plate is under this bowl, right? And if Yahuwah decide to cut around this bowl and just leave them there to float, it wouldn't be easy, because they will be cut off from the mainland and they will just be floating on the water. Let's just put sense out of nonsense. Under the California ocean, under the ocean here, it have water under the ocean. You might notice, but it have 10% of the rain that is falling, and the saturation and all this thing that is going on. The water goes down into the pores of the earth, or into the fault line of the earth, and does a sort of preservative of, or activation of the it does an activation then of removing the tectonic plate. I don't want to go into that. I don't want people to steal what I'm saying, but it's to it's to give you a understanding, right? So there are tectonic plates under this bowl, and it's easy to cut around the bowl and leave them to float by themselves. That is not the plan though, right? But I just giving you all an idea what could have been, what could be happening, right? So Death Valley, there will be earthquakes in Death Valley soon to connect back to Nevada. Let's go. We're going. So this is our plan, right? This is our plan for You know, I'm looking for the other places here, but it haven't show up yet. You see Colorado, right? According to the design of the map, right? This is a little bowl too, but not a deep bowl. California in a deep bowl, deep bowl, right? They're in a deep bowl, right? This is Colorado. They're in a bowl, but not a deep bowl. They could be flooded out, but I'm not giving you all that idea in your head, right? Where is Florida, boy? Let me just go back out there. Sometimes it has be kind of hard to explain certain things because you know you want to show them proof now, you know, and because I want to show you all proof, it's sometimes hard to navigate to certain things now, right? So let's hope that you all are taking notes of everything that I'm saying, right? So once you're taking notes of everything that I'm saying, then you know what is our plans, right? Once you know what is our plans, you will seek out for me, right? You will seek out for me. You need me to survive. Without me, you will die, right? You will die a very, very tragic death too, right? And in order to escape the judgment of the creators, you need to unlearn the lies of Babylon. You cannot enter the kingdom of Elohim with lies, with sins, with darkness, with anything that is ungodly in your heart. You cannot enter the kingdom of Elohim like that. You need to be completely set apart. This is very serious, folks. This is very, very serious. 4.7 Luzon. 4.7 Luzon. Alright, so what we're going to do is, I am just as usual, I'm going to I am not getting the map to boot back up, but let me see if I could just get the video back up, and from there we will go over to Florida. Alright, the map boot back up there, right? Yeah, okay. The map rather did boot back up there, right? So yeah, just giving you all an idea. I'm just giving you all an idea how remember that where Costa Rica is, right? Remember that Costa Rica up here will be split, broken off. That is the reason why earthquakes are happening in Costa Rica. It is a split off Costa Rica from Panama City. All right, and once we get the channel to be broken, right, we will split here. This piece here will be broken off, and this piece here will be broken off, so that the water from the Atlantic Ocean will now flow into the Caribbean Ocean, right? Or whatever you want to call it, right? You have a definite idea. All right, I think we reached Venezuela. I know this is going to Trinidad, right? Well, I already thought about that some time ago, right? So let me see if I could just go back up to Florida, Montego Bay, and I think this is Dominican Republic, and this turtle here, I think this is Dominican Republic here, not sure. And this is Jamaica, and up here will be Cuba, and we have Turks and Caicos, and then we have Bahamas, right? So you all have an idea, right? Right? And the tsunami is running right through Bahamas. Yeah, that is the reason why we cause the tsunami to happen, the atmospheric tsunami to happen, to begin to flatten Bahamas, right? In order to begin to flatten Bahamas, we have to bring it to a certain end, right? So in order to begin ending evil now, you know, cast down the stench of evil on the earth. So right here, folks, right here will be Bahamas, and right here is Florida, right? And as I said already, this piece of Florida right here, just see if I could just bring it across. From here, come across here, will break off. Have to split off, but not now, right? It's in the making, and as soon as we get certain things under control, we will begin earthquakes on land in Florida, because Florida, Miami, Florida will be broken off, right? So Miami, Florida, and those who live in down here will die. Those who live down here will die. You know, it's no other way to tell the public, and no other way to tell people how the world going to end, right? So I don't make sure and tell you all the truth. I ain't sugarcoating nothing to tell you all, right? So all these places here will be destroyed. Jacksonville, all these places here will be cut off. But when we reach to right before Jacksonville here, we have to cut here so that the water, so that the tsunami now could now roll going like horizontal, right? If we had more people listening, it would be very simple, very beautiful, very nice. And now we're making the connection now, right? Remember all of them is on the same land. We're going to begin earthquakes in Georgia soon. Why we have to begin earthquakes in Georgia, right? Is in order to show you all the split. Then I'm now gonna show you all the split. All right, but just wait for as you can see, Alabama there, right? We just making the connection, right? We just making the connection. I'm just telling you all what's gonna happen in the future, because this is on land according to the Google Maps here. According to this Google map and the Google Earth here, this is how the split will be happening. Not according to them or what them say, but according to what Yahuwah says that he will be doing for future events. Earthquakes in Florida soon. Look at our drawing. Send friend requests. Share this live. If you could share this live, wherever you can share this live. And let's share the live now, you know. Share the live. It's better than preaching about Jesus and Allah and all them other demigods that can't help you. Alright, I showing you how the world going to end. I showing you why Dorian didn't come on land, not because Dorian didn't have the strength, because of the saturation had to come first, saturate the outer bands of the coast of Florida, then begin earthquakes there. When we begin earthquakes there, listen carefully to what I'm saying. Write it down in a book or wherever you could write it down for future, for future notes or for future proof that Archangel Samuel was the one that ever speak about earthquakes that happen in Florida. Right? I know this is long. This is a long tutorial. But it is worth it, trust me, it is worth it. So this is the Carolinas here, right? And the reason why Dorian saturate out here is to begin earthquakes out here, because we have to break off this piece of island here. So right, I already teach this already, but I'll just give you all a refresh. Right, in order for the earthquake in order for the tsunami to ride comfortably on land, we have to break off here, from here, go straight across to South Carolina. That is the reason why Dorian saturated South Carolina. North Carolina gets a little but not that much. They're not too far from the ocean, right? So people in North Carolina, when they go by the ocean, by Wilmington, they had a look. Let me see. Right, they had a look right, which will be to the east. They will have to look to the east, and when they look to the east, that will be where Trinidad is. But I mean, the real fire. So that was the reason why Dorian did this saturation out there, folks, is that we have to break off from North Fork straight across to South Carolina here. So you know the split will be happening through North Carolina, because we have to break off this piece of island here. This piece of island have to break off. So therefore earthquakes will begin in North Carolina and South Carolina soon, as we're going to be breaking off from here, coming straight to Georgia. That is the reason why all those places was able to be saturated, right? That is the reason why the storm Dorian, right? That is the reason why the Hurricane Dorian wasn't pushed out to other places, because we're not ready to crack the other places. You understand what I mean? Right? So the reason why Dorian stayed out here on the coast, right, was to use water from the coast to dump it on land to saturate. So there was a definite saturation going on here, a real great saturation. So as I said already, the split will happen. Split will, we're just marking it, right? The split will happen from Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Durham, straight across to Georgia. All right, we're going, and from Georgia it will come right across to Pensacola Beach, right? So we're talking about Jacksonville, Savannah, Mantle Beach, Charleston. All these places that the elites created will be destroyed, right? So all these people here, right, will soon be in danger, because when earthquakes begin there, it will be devastating. As when Yahuwah breaks off this piece here, because you know you had to break it off to bring a tsunami. Obviously, it's a tsunami going and destroy earlier, right? Tsunami, fireballs, atmospheric tsunami, floods, name it, a hurricane, storm. That's the reason why we are now in the process of forming a new system, right? 3 new systems are being formed, and it's formed right here, right here, exactly what I'm showing you all here. You know, it doesn't matter how much people are in the life, it matter how much people share the life. It's important for people to share the life rather than be on the life. Once you share the life, that's important. Being on the life is important too as well, right? So I mean, you could share, you could be on the life. It will be very, very interesting if you do too as well. So we have Dorian. We had Dorian right here, and Dorian didn't go over to Freeport of Bahamas, but Dorian went here, right? The aim was to push the storm to do the saturation here, right? The aim of Dorian was to do the saturation, right, so that the storm could come here to saturate here, so that we could begin to cut off here. But things change, a change of plans happen, and the storm was pushed a different direction when people begin not to listen to me, right? Sad but true, but that is facts, right? People won't believe anything I'm saying because they say I'm mad, right? But everything I'm saying to you will happen at a very particular, very special timing, and during the time I will be able to explain to you all how these things will be happening, right? I'll be able to give you explanation, right? Abaco is completely devastated, completely gone through, as the tsunami. Remember Bahamas is surrounded by water, guys, right? Bahamas is surrounded by water, all right? So it's very easy to create an atmospheric tsunami and flood them out, and that is what Abba did. Abba created an atmospheric tsunami using Dorian that sit over Abaco. Dorian sit over Abaco. Abaco was right here. Although Nassau was in the path of Dorian, all they got was winds.
My resistance is getting weaker. I can't stand the pressure. I can't get any weaker. I've got to find some other treasure. I need nothing to be a man, because I was born a man, and I deserve the rights to live like any other man. Whoa. Sometimes it make me sick. Sometimes I try to aid, but I just don't know the trick. I need nothing to be a man, because I was born a man, and I deserve the right to live like any other man. Experience costs you wisdom. Thank God I've got some left. I'm getting out for certain. My soul can stand the test. I need nothing to be a man, because I was born a man, and I deserve the rights to live like any other man. Whoa. My resistance is getting weaker, and I can't stand the pressure. I can't get any weaker. I've got to find some other trick. I need nothing to be a man, because I was born a man, and I deserve the rights to live like any other man. Yeah, any other man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Any other man. Boy. My mind in such a state. Sometimes it make me sick. Sometimes I try to aid, but I just don't know the trick. I need nothing to be a man, because I was born a man, and I deserve the rights to live like any other man. Whoa, any other man. Experience cost you wisdom. Thank God I've got some left. I'm getting out for certain. My soul can stand the test. I need nothing to be a man, because I was born a man, and I deserve the rights to live like any other man. Whoa, 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 any other man. Yeah, whoa, 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 any other man. Sweet, I've got the rights, yeah, other man.
And maybe little things tumbled down and so forth, but it wasn't as bad as Abaco. Why? Abaco is in our way, right? Abaco is in our way of bringing the tsunami down from Panama City. Remember, Abaco is the first place that Dorian destroyed. Good? Making sense? Right. The first place, Cuba could have been the first place, but nah. Cuba is not the first place, you know. You're not trying to explain to you all now. There's a lot of work here to be done. You had about them had to break up here. Yeah, well, I have to break up. Yeah, but I had a split. Obviously, people will die. You know, I don't need to read and spell to you all how the tsunamis will be happening anymore. I hope that you all have an idea, right? I am prophesying for the whole world, for the whole earth, proving to you that everything that I'm saying will happen in a specific timing very, very soon. Right? Here I have to split so that the tsunami could come up from Jamaica and roll across the Bahamas. Right? You all have an idea, right? Okay, once you have an idea, then you will know how the tsunami will be happening from henceforth. So, example, the tsunami begin here and then stretch all the way to here. Tsunami begins here, stretched across. This is how the tsunami will be coming, rolling towards going to Bahamas side, rolling over Cuba. That will be exist soon. This life is better than listening and sitting and listening to a pastor or weather forecaster trying to predict the weather and don't know shits about what's going on. Right? So, as I said already, we created a system, right, that is aiming for Bahamas again. This will bring flattening to Nassau. This will bring flattening to North Parliament 2 Point and also Freeport, Bahamas. My advice to the people of Bahamas to get the hell out. Get off the island of Bahamas. No, why they could get off the island of Bahamas. Bahamas was a place, a little place where people could have go and little say, do a little vacation, them kind of thing. Bahamas is not a place for people to live, folks. Yeah, Bahamas is not a place for people to live. Right? Bahamas is a little piece of island that was broken off from Cuba. Right? Bahamas broken off from Cuba. As you can see the little pieces here, according to the Google Earth here. According to Google Earth here, Bahamas broken off from Cuba, right? So Bahamas was just a place that people could have just go on holiday in. You could have go on, spend some time honeymoon, wherever. Bahamas is not a place to live, folks, right? But Bahamas was like a place, like a spa. You could have go there and just relax in the water. As you can see, the water is completely different, right? The water is completely different to how it looked before, right? And now Grand Bahama is completely wiped off the map. As you can see, it's not showing up there, right? And you're not seeing Abaco showing up either, because Abaco gone clear. Abaco gone through, Grand Bahama gone through, and Google took the decision public to wipe out Abaco from the map and wipe out Grand Bahama. So Grand Bahama and Abaco is no more in the eyes of the elites, right? The elites is the one who own all these islands here. The elites own a position of it and use it as a resort and turn it into a place. That was explained to you all earlier on. Bahamas was never a place for you to live. Bahamas is a place for a little vacation. You go Bahamas for a little vacation. You know what I mean? Bahamas is not a place for people to go and live. And look what they did. They end up having a prime minister. This little small place. The elites wickeder, the wicked. In order to keep the business going, in order to keep the drug business going, in order to keep the human trafficking business going, right? They had to create a government and give it to fools to run, right? Wow. Any earthquakes happen? Put it in the comment section there. As an earthquake happen, put it in the comment section, please. Alright. So as usual, we're going to pause for our course because this is a long teaching, and it's a long teaching, so I did drink up on some water there.
More than 100 kilometers away, Thursday's quake left cracks, piles of rubble, and holes in the ground when the shaking stopped. Sarita Earl operates one of the after disaster.
Bahamas is owned by the government of United States, right? The people is completely brainwashed, blind, and stupid, right? The island of Bahamas is owned by the US. The US own the Bahamas, but in order to keep the business up and running, they have to make it look like Bahamas is really a country. Bahamas is not a country. Bahamas is an exotic place where you could go and spa and relax and all these different things. Like Bahamas is a place where you could go for a little holiday. You go there for a holiday to have little couple hotels on that land. Bahamas is not a place for people to live, right? The people in them who go on Bahamas and live, they sign their soul, right? A lot of Bahamians people could say, right? A lot of people from Bahamas is not really Bahamians, right? Let me just put it in this perspective. The people in Bahamas is not really from Bahamas, right? The people from Bahamas, most of them who born in Bahamas don't know the true history of Bahamas. But I know the true history of Bahamas. I'm a young man. I'm very, very wise. And yes, the creators Elohim tells me every single thing, anything that I need to know, anything that I need to know, not what I want to know, anything that I need to know, that they know that I need to know, they will tell me. And I'm telling you all, the public, that the Bahamas was never a country. Never ever a country. In order to keep the deceptions up, and in order to keep the human trafficking going and the drugs passing from there to Cuba, let me just bust another secret. It doesn't matter, because nobody will believe me. The elites will just laugh because they know I'm telling the truth, but the public will not believe in what I'm saying, which is the saddest part ever. But anyhow, let's go forward. In order to keep the human trafficking going, in order to keep the secrets, the secrecy of the Illuminati on that island called the Bahamas, they created as a people, right? But the truth is, people from Haiti, they were sent there to work. Listen to what I'm saying, right? They take people from Haiti. They take a little people from Florida, right? Because it wasn't called Florida before, right? I won't go into that. There's too much of explaining how it become Florida. Others dealing with the small islands, right? Bahamas was never a place to live. Okay? Bahamas was a place to go and spend, let me say, 2 nights or something like that. Bahamas is a business place, folks, right? Bahamas wasn't meant for people, for thousands of people to live on that island. That is the reason why there was so much of people jumble up and buildings fall down on them and all them kind of thing, because people working witchcraft, doing obia, doing black magic, human trafficking for organs, all different things taking place in Bahamas. It was just their time to be destroyed, because the public is not aware. The people of the public, I'm going to mean the people of the public, I ain't talking about the media. The media is aware of the deceptions that is happening on the earth, but they are not allowed to say, right? The media is not allowed to say the deceptions because they are being paid to keep you blind. Yeah? The media are being paid extra to keep you blinded, to keep you dumb down and stupid, to remain dumb slaves, right? But I am allowed to say it, that Bahamas was never a place to live. Bahamas was a simple place where you could have gone, you know, you're going for a little vacation, you go to relax. And you know, because you see the waters that you see in there, the different color waters you see in there indicates the different temperature of water. Okay, let me just say it again. The color of the water in Bahamas, it's similar to quakes and ticos. I can't pronounce the name right now. It's similar to Cuba and it's similar to certain other places, right? That is because the color of the water indicates the different temperature in the water. It indicates that the water in the Bahamas have a total different texture, have a total different feeling, because it was really a spa, right? Those who don't know, Bahamas is under a super thermal volcano. There is a volcano under Bahamas. I shouldn't even start teaching you all about that, because you all wouldn't understand what I'm talking about, right? But once the commanders and everybody else taking notes, then, all right, once the commanders continue to take notes, then we will understand that. There is a super thermal there's a hot water, right? There's a hot water, not lava, yeah? There's a hot water spring, right? Spring volcano under Bahamas, under the island of Bahamas. That is the reason why you're seeing those colors. Those colors indicates hot water springs. Yeah, those are hot water. It means that the water in Bahamas, right, the water in the island of Bahamas is hot. It's a different temperature of water, and Bahamas is like a place where you could go and spa. You know, you have a spa, you go relax, Yeah, you go just take a little journey or a boat ride. Bahamas is not a place to live, right? Bahamas is not a place to live. So you have been taught the true history of Bahamas. Well, not the full history, because I can't teach you all certain things about Bahamas. Might get cut off. So there's certain things I could tell you all do, but you all should understand, right? So Bahamas is a hot spring, all right? It's a hot spring, like a spa, a place where you could go and, the temperature of the water is completely different. But after Dorian passed through there, that is it. Abba want them off of the island, just like what he did in Hawaii last year. Just like what Abba did in Hawaii last year with the river, or with the tsunami, or whatever I want to say, with the river of tsunami that running from Kilo volcano straight into the ocean. When it reached into the ocean, it disappeared. Where all the lava gone? The lava went through a channel, right? Lava went through a tube, which is called the lava tube. Once it goes through the lava tube, it will be fed to other volcanoes in order for other volcanoes to be refilled. And I teach you.
I'm a Superman against the lowest lane. It's the way my problems when I went insane. Took me from the depths when I lost my name. Ooh, it's something I could live for. Now everyone is wondering what's the change. They don't recognize I have so much to say. And I never thought someone could love someone so much that I'd give up on everything. You know, I will be there when you need me. I will be there when you cry, baby. I will be there when you need someone to tell you that you're beautiful, baby. I will be there when you need someone to run away. I will be there when you need someone to dance with. I'm your lover till the sky's been gray, girl. Cause you're beautiful, baby. It's your beautiful, oh you're beautiful. It's your beautiful, baby. You're so beautiful, it's your beautiful. It's your beautiful, baby. Feel butterflies when I'm in your hands. You can turn the pavement into white sand. You can make a moment, a memory in a glance. And I can't believe anyone else. Everybody's talking, you're always shining. You never stop listening, baby. And I never thought someone could love someone so much that give up on everything. I know I will be there when you need me. I will be there when you cry, baby. I will be there when you need someone to tell you that you're beautiful, baby. I will be there when you need someone to run away. I will be there when you need someone to dance with. I'm your lover till the sky's been gray, girl. You're beautiful, baby. Till it's beautiful, oh you're beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful, baby. Oh, you're so beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, baby. There's a million people underneath the sun that can find a million more but never find the one. There's a girl who did this and the social life was on magazines, was a shy time. But I'm a Superman, a thanks for Lois Lane. Used to be my problems when I went insane. And I never thought someone could love someone so much that they give up on everything. I will be there when you need me. I will be there when you cry, baby. I will be there when you need someone to tell you that you're beautiful, baby. I will be there when you need someone to run away. I will be there when you need someone to dance with. I'm your lover till the sky's been gray. Cause you're beautiful, baby. Till it's beautiful, it's so beautiful. You're beautiful, baby. It's so beautiful, oh you're beautiful. It's your beautiful, baby. I will be there when you need me. I will be there when you cry, baby. I will be.
You all in depth things now. I feel to talk. Alright, so we're done with Bahamas here, right? We're done with them. There's another system, as I said already, there's another system, a new system that has been a threat to Bahamas. We want Bahamians, which is people from Haiti, Cuba, Florida, people from neighboring islands, even New York, that has gone to Bahamas to live, to make money. You see, how they get people to come to Bahamas, to live in Bahamas? They trick them, they fool them. They tell them, here what, come Bahamas, right? Come and have a life in Bahamas. And once they come and have a life in Bahamas, then they had no other option but to create a government, right? A government in order to keep the people in land, because things broke out of hand in Bahamas. And then the elites now saying Bahamas need a government now, right? Bahamas don't need no government, yeah, because the government of Bahamas is Elohim. Elohim is the ones who own this earth. They are the ones who created this earth, not your gods and them, right? They are failures, right? So how they get people from Haiti and all the different places? Easy. Bring destruction to Haiti, make them suffer, and bring them over to Bahamas, right? People from Cuba, right, could easily go over here. This is the drug trade, folks. This is where the drug trades that be happening. This is where the human sacrifices that be happening, right? Most human sacrifices happening. Most children missing in America, right? They bring them to Bahamas, and then there are people who will process them, and then it are doctors who they hire, right, from different places, which doctors and all in different places that come from Haiti, that come from different places, right? Which doctors on this island that they use them to.
So was it in the beginning, and so shall it be in the end. In the beginning, God created everything, and everything was created in Africa. Repatriate, black man, repatriation. Africa, we coming home, we coming home.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Never refuse the black one.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Every black we get back to the motherland.
I face a lot of trials and tribulation, but to all of that I man still stand strong.
Stand up strong.
Giving thanks and praise to the Almighty One, and looking forward to reach Mount Zion. And I man say, Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Mama Africa, we crying.
Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
And I tell every black man, Africa is a flag flowing high. Inna me get down inna me heart, like the Fanta going to break and carry in the grass. Flag flow high, inna me get down inna me heart. Africa the whole of me, it is not half.
That's why I say Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Well, let head back home.
Teach the youths them right, but not teach them wrong. Jackal up on the youths, cause the youths are strong. Look to Africa, that I feel your mama land. And down Africa, where you find Mount Zion. And I must say Zion, I'm coming home to you. Say Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
Africa the motherland, no. Africa no reviews, no black man, no. Every black man deal with repatriation, but no listen, no what they tell. Life vision, we hunger express, man created condition. You know say Africa where I come from, is there I come from and is there I belong. So I'm calling all black man, redemption. Someone better sing it, everyone. It inna me head, it inna me heart. They can't stop that. It tickle for me brain and the pressure for me heart. Me tell me history teacher, say she keep back up, cause Africa is like the brand and the star.
And I will say Zion, I'm coming home to you. The bingy man name says Zion, I'm coming home to you. They said I don't have no rights in a Babylon, because I don't know how the West was won. Neither I can't change their plan. The West is controlled by the Ku Klux Klan. Rastaman Zion, I'm coming home to
Mount
you.
Zion,
Rasta says Zion, I'm coming home to you. One more time. Holy Mount Zion, I'm coming home to you.
I'm going home to Africa is a flag flowing high. Inna me get down inna me heart, like the father going to jubilation, carry in the grass. Flag flowing high, inna me get down inna me heart. Africa the whole of me is just not half. I say so.
To take out people organs and all them different things. This Bahamas is the organ trade island, right? And Cuba is the drug trade island, right? Any island that is close to Miami, Florida is not good, right? Miami, Florida, there's that I tell you, there's a lot of drug trade happening there. That is the reason why the people in Miami, Florida is so rich. That is the reason why they're so lavish. They live a lavish life. That is because of the human trafficking going on in Bahamas and the drug trade going on in Cuba. Alright, I will hush my mouth there. Let's go up the road. We're going. All right, we're going up the road. We're going, right? We're going up the road. I stick in here too much. My gosh. You know much things I could teach you all, but nobody will listen. So it doesn't matter, right? This is New Jersey here. All these places will have earthquakes soon, right? Let me go up the road now. We're going up the road until we reach to New York.
Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Yeah. This one right here is for the people.
Smartest dummies can't read the language of Egyptian mummies on a flag or a moon, and can't find food for the starving tummies. Pay no mind to the youths, cause it's not like the future depends on it. We'll say the animals in the zoo, cause the chimpanzee them a make big money. This is how the media villages, on TV the picture is savages and villages, and the scientists still can't explain pyramids. Evangelists making a living on the videos of ribs of the little kids, stereotyping the image of the images, and this is what the image is. You buy a car, 3 points, and all of a sudden you are saying Indiana Jones. And I keep all the gold and keep all the scrolls and even the bird bones. Some of the worst paparazzis I've ever seen and ever known. Put the words on this place so the world can see, and that's all I will ever show. So the ones in the west will never move east and feel like it'll be a town. Get tricked by the beast, but the way them a go flee when the monster is fully grown. Solomonic lineage when them can defeat and them could I never clown. A spiritual DNA that pent in my soul and I will forever own, Lord.
Yeah. Sabali, that's patience. What the old folks told me. Can you get with that? Discovering the world before this world. A world buried in time. Uncovered with rhymes. It gets no realer.
We born not knowing, are we born knowing all? Be growing wiser, are we just growing tall? Can you read thoughts? Can you read palms? Can you predict the future? Can you see storms coming? The earth was flat, if you went too far you would fall off. Now the earth is round, if the shape change again everybody would have stopped laugh. The average man can't prove up most of the things that he chooses to speak of, and still run research and find out the root of the truth that you seek of. Scholars teach in universities and claim that they're smart and cunning. Tell them find a cure when we sneeze and that's when their nose start running. And the rich get stitched up when they get cut. Wanna heal them broken bones in the bush with a wet mud. Can you read science? Can you read stars? Can you make peace? Can you fight war? Can you milk cows even though you drive cars? Can you survive against all odds now?
It's crazy. When you feed people the truth, you don't know how they gonna react. You're scared of wrongdoers, people that's just ignorant, they're scared of the truth. Be patient for now.
Who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the Quran? And was it a lightning storm that gave birth to the earth and then dinosaurs were born? Who made up words? Who made up numbers? And what kind of spell is mankind under? Everything on the planet we preserve and can it. Microwave it and try it, no matter what, we'll survive it. What's you? What's man? What's human? Anything along the land we consuming, eating, deleting, ruin. trying to get paper. Gotta have land, gotta have acres. So I can sit back like that, niggas sit, watch niggas play the game like the Lakers. In a world full of 52 fakers, gypsies, seances, mystical prayers. You superstitious, throw salt over your shoulders, make a wish for the day, cuz like somebody got a doll of me, sticking needles in my artery, but I can't feel it. Sometimes it's like part of me, but I got a real big spirit. I'm fearless. Don't you try to grab hold of my soul. It's like a military soldier since 7 years old. I held real dead bodies in my arms, feel their body turn cold. Oh, why we born in the first place if this is how we gotta go? Damn. Goes to all the wisdom and knowledge seekers of the world. Sabali. Patience.
Aye. Somewhere here is supposed to have a split. Somewhere here. New York supposed to be somewhere here. As you see, New Jersey, New York supposed to be somewhere here. Supposed to be New York. Alright. Yes, Bahamas is similar to Yellowstone. Yes, it's a hot spring. You understand? Yes. You get the idea, right? Yes, you get the idea. Beautiful. Once you get the idea, it's beautiful. You know, it's like I was showing many map in a different ways. Like I seen a lot of things on the map, right? That you all never see before. But I am the one could see through certain things. I could see certain things on the map that other people can't see. Not even NASA could see it, right? That is because there's a divine plan, right, to end the world in a certain way, right? Okay, so we're coming up to New York, folks. Papa yoy, look, New York. You know this line here going through here is the stupid tectonic plate, right? This is the fault line. This is the line that indicates the tectonic plate. This is rubbish, folks. This is not the tectonic plate. This is bullshit. Yeah, this is complete rubbish, right? So wow, we come up to New York, boy. Ah, boy. Dorian didn't reach inland of New York, but saturate outside New York, right? So you all know that a tsunami will be happening in New York. Yes. How is it possible? Not through this little land here. What I'm telling you, boy, a tsunami can't happen here. Tsunami will be happening there at all. Tsunami will be happening out here in the ocean, right? So when I told you all that a mega catastrophic tsunami will be happening, I told you all that the tsunami will be happening out here, right? Out here. This is the north of the Caribbean. Where here is, boy? Let me see if I could just click that. Let me see if I just see I could bring that up there. What's here? Let me just click what's here. Not the north of the Caribbean, and this is North Atlantic Sea or North. Yeah, I think it's North Atlantic Sea. Let me see what they bring up there for me. Because I can't remember where it is now, right? Alright, so let me see where they say it is. Atlantic Ocean. Alright, so this is the Atlantic Ocean, folks. This is where the mega catastrophic tsunami will be happening. Right here. So as I said already, the tsunami will be stretched horizontal going up the road, coming in. So the tsunami will be rolling up and coming in on the land, but the tsunami would not be able to. It will not be able to go all the way up here. So up here will be a complete different destruction, right? And it will have a different plan to destroy there. As you all know, we could freeze these people to death there. These people could freeze to death. So what happened in what happened in January 2019 when Yahuwah brought the cold front in New York? All this water here was frozen. All the water here completely freeze by freezing here, you're bringing a cold front here. The people who live in New York, Vermont, Maine, all these places will feel the cold front, but it really be in New York because they're using the water here from this little stream to create the ice frost or the frost, right? There is nothing called a frost quakes, right? But Obi, you could also put on other earthquakes too as well. If there's other earthquakes happening too as well. If there's other earthquakes happening, there's no problem, bro. You could put on other earthquakes too. You can report other earthquakes too as well. No problem with that, right? So we have, guys, the tsunami happening New York, off the coast of the north coast of New York. We have the tsunami happening there that will come on land. And Massachusetts, right? Massachusetts is not far from New York. As you can see, New York here, this indicates that all here will be New York. And then you have Philadelphia, will just be a little drive. You have New Jersey, you have Delaware. Delaware is close to the sea on a little piece of island, right? That will be broken off, right? No, we don't really need to break off. We don't have to, right? We don't have to cut off this island here, because I mean, some of you only say we think we're gonna cut off the island, right? But people who live in Delaware and all these places in danger, because when saturation begins, right, for this place, that means that all here will be broken off, right? So Delaware and New Jersey will be broken off together with this clip of New York here, right? So the split will happen from here, or no. Abba said the split will happen from Massachusetts, New Hampshire, straight across to Delaware, Washington, right? I know some of these places here, maybe places that you guys live, where maybe have family members and things there. Give them a warning. Share this live so that more people could see it. Come on, share this live so that we could reach more people together. We could get people to understand, right? So that they could seek Elohim now before it's too late, before all these things that begin to happen, right? As I said already, as you can see, Connecticut here, right? It will be from New York. New York is not far from Connecticut, but the split will be happening from here straight across to Delaware, right? So in order to get here straight, so that the tsunami will come inland straightly in order to reach a particular place. So once we able to cut off this piece of land, I mean that the tsunami will come in at least 100 feet more, right? So once we cut off here, which we are going to do, we're going to cut off here. So in future earthquakes going to begin in Baltimore, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania. We are not truly ready to begin splitting here yet, but we begin earthquakes out here, right? We did begin earthquakes in New York, but it was small magnitude. So what I said to Abba was, give me an opportunity to teach you people everything, and then let me just start to do earthquakes like that. Okay, you should know what I'm talking about, right? So I told Abba, let me just hold off on doing the earthquakes for here for now, but he make me to understand that the saturation will have to commence, right? The saturation will have to commence for New Jersey and Delaware, as that is what their plans are, right? To break off Delaware and this place called Iron and City, wherever that place is, to break off those places, right? So those places will be cut off, not now, but in the future, right? In future. So there's a lot of work still to be done, you know. Nova Scotia is part of Canada, by the way. So we jump to Massachusetts here, and we jump to Connecticut, and Connecticut is close to the ocean, right? What will happen here? Abba just said that this piece of island from here, from New Hampshire, from here, this piece of island from here will have to break off. So from New Hampshire here, come straight across, coming straight through Pennsylvania and reaching up to Pittsburgh, right? Will have to crack. So all here will have to break off in the future. This is for future events, not now, but it could happen now. It could begin to happen now. But look at the drawing that I did. If you look at the drawing that I did, this is just a more this is more a little insight, a little more insight depth of how the earthquake is going to be happen in the future, right? Now I am the only man, the only living man on the earth could predict earthquakes, where exactly going to happen, where storms going to happen, when next going to be saturated, 1,000,000 billion% accurately. I am the main source. All right, so some of you all mightn't believe. That is what they teach you not to believe, right? But anyhow, we ain't talking about that right now. Just making you all understand how the end will unfold. All right. So remember, from New Hampshire, come straight across Connecticut and connect back to Delaware. Here we'll have to cut off so that the tsunami now, when the tsunami generates out here, it will be more than 7,000 feet, right? In order to get more water to come into the land. So this is real work, eh? So that means a lot of saturation will have to happen here. A lot of saturation. So the water will reach up to Vermont, right? The tsunami will reach up to Vermont. But as I tell you already, remember the tsunami is going horizontal up, in a straight line going up, right? And rolling across sideways. Well, you all should understand that by now, okay? So saturation had to happen, and we had Dorian that did some saturation in Maine. Dorian did saturation in Nova Scotia. Dorian did saturation in Boston, Providence, Massachusetts, Connecticut had saturation too as well. Look what it is, close to the ocean. New York, close to the ocean. Philadelphia, New Jersey, all these places, as you can see, NASA and the stupid fault line system, which is bullshit. All right, that is not how the fault line is at all. But yeah, that's for you all to understand. We're going until we reach Australia, and that's it, right? Guys, the only place on the earth. That's the only place. We're going to India too just now. So this New Brunswick place will have to break off too as well. So New Brunswick will break off. It will break off. Remember to tell you that the split will be happening from up here. So that means that the split will be happening horizontal again from Vermont to New Hampshire, but then we'll have to split here. Once they split here, they will be able to get this piece of island moving with Delaware, right? They make it sound like if it's such a big place. It's not a big place. It's your mind. They make your mind think it's a big place. The earth is not a big place, all right? The earth is a small place compared to me, or compared to Elohim. The earth is a very small place because they are the ones who form you in the womb. So if they are the ones who form you in the womb, that means that they are giants, right? Cool. We were taught so much lies about the creators. So much lies we were taught, right? All right, so we return to Nova Scotia, right? Nova Scotia will sink, right? The reason for the saturation is to break Nova Scotia off from here. Once we get to break off Nova Scotia from here, then we will sink this island called Nova Scotia, right? So guys, as usual, all right, I have to pause for a cause again. Need some water because we need to continue this teaching.
Port said the quake was felt in several parishes and no damage was reported at that time. However, since then, we have received reports of damage to buildings at the Helsha Beach in St. Catherine, more than 100 kilometers away. Thursday's quake left cracks, piles of rubble, and holes in the ground when the shaking stopped. Sarita Earl operates one of the affected restaurants along the shore in Helsha. She was inside the restaurant when the quake occurred.
I was in the kitchen and I
acted as a cat. Guys Hill. The damage to the building.
I will do a teaching about it once we asked.
Can you read thoughts? Can you read palms? Can you predict the future? Can you see storms coming? The earth was flat, if you went too far you would fall off. Now the earth is round, if the shape change again everybody would have started laugh. The average man can't prove up most of the things that he chooses to speak of. And still run research and find out the root of the truth that you seek of. Scholars teach in universities and claim that they're smart and cunning. Tell them find a cure when we sneeze and that's when their nose start running. And the rich get stitched up when we get cut. Wanna heal them broken bones in the bush with a wet mud. Can you read science? Can you read stars? Can you make peace? Can you fight war? Can you milk cows even though you drive cars? Can you survive against all odds now?
It's crazy. When you feed people the truth, you don't know how they gonna react. You're scared of wrongdoers, people that's just ignorant and scared of the truth. We patient for now.
Who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the Quran? And was it a lightning storm that gave birth to the earth and then dinosaurs were born? Who made up words? Who made up numbers? And what kind of spell is mankind under? Everything on the planet we preserve it, can it? Microwave it, try it, no matter what, we'll survive it. What's you? What's man? What's human? Anything along the land we consuming, eating, deleting, ruining. Trying to get paper, gotta have land, gotta have acres. So I can sit back like Jack Nicholson, watch niggas play the game like the Lakers. In a world full of 52 fakers, gypsy seances, mystical prayers. You superstitious, throw so over your shoulders, make a wish for the day, cuz like somebody got a doll on me, sticking needles in my artery, but I can't feel it. Sometimes like part of me, but I got a real big spirit, a fearless. Don't you try to grab hold of my soul. It's like a military soldier, since 7 years old. I held real dead bodies in my arms, felt their body turn cold. Oh, why we born in the first place if this is how we gotta go? Damn.
Goes to all the wisdom and knowledge seekers of the world. Sabali. Patience. Yeah. Here we are. Here we are. Yeah. This one right here is for the people.
Smartest dummies can't read the language of Egyptian mummies on a flag or a moon and can't find food for the starving tummies. Pay no mind to the youths, cause it's not like the future depends on it. We save the animals in the zoo, cause the chimpanzee them a make big money. This is how the media villages, on TV the picture is savages and villages, and the scientists still can't explain pyramids. Evangelists making a living on the videos of ribs of the little kids. They are typing the image of the images, and this is what the image is. You buy a car, keep pants, and all of a sudden you are there Indiana Jones. And I tip out the gold and tip out the scrolls and even the bird bones. Some of the worst paparazzis I've ever seen and ever known. Put the words on this place so the world can see and that's all I will ever show. So the ones in the west will never move east and feel like will be a town. Get tricked by the beast but the way them a go flee when the monster is fully grown. Solomonic lineage when them kick and defeat and them coulda never clown. A spiritual DNA that bends in my soul and I will forever own, Lord.
Yeah. Sabali, that's patience. That's what the old folks told me. Can you get with that? Discovering the world before this world. A world buried in time. Uncovered with rhymes. It gets no realer.
We born not knowing Are we born knowing all? Be growing wiser, are we just growing tall? Can you read thoughts? Can you read palms? Can you predict the future? Can you see storms coming? The earth was flat, if you went too far, you would fall off. Now the earth is round, if the shape change again, everybody would have stopped laugh. The average man can't prove up most of the things that he chooses to speak of. And still run research and find out the root of the truth that you seek of. Scholars teach in universities and claim that they're smart and cunning. Tell them find a cure when we sneeze, and that's when their nose start running. And the rich get stitched up when we get cut. Wanna heal them broken bones in the bush with a wet mud. Can you read science? Can you read stars? Can you make peace? Can you fight war? Can you milk cows even though you drive cars? Can you survive against all odds now?
It's crazy. When you feed people the truth, you don't know how they gonna react. You're scared of wrongdoers, people that's just ignorant and scared of the truth. We patient for now.
Who wrote the Bible? Who wrote the Quran? And was it a lightning storm that gave birth to the earth and then dinosaurs were born? Who made up words? Who made up numbers? And what kind of spell is mankind under? Everything on the planet we preserve and candy. Microwave it and try it, no matter what, we'll survive it. What's you? What's man? What's human? Anything along the land we consuming, eating, deleting, ruin. Trying to get paper, gotta have land, gotta have acres. So I can sit back like Jack Nicholson, watch niggas play the game like the Lakers. In a world full of 52 fakers, gypsy seances, mystical prayers. You superstitious, throw so over your shoulders, make a wish for the day, cuz like somebody got a doll of me, sticking needles in my artery, but I can't feel it. Sometimes like part of me, but I got a real big spirit. I'm fearless. Don't you try to grab hold of my soul. It's like a military soldier since 7 years old. I held real dead bodies in my arms, felt their body turn cold. Oh, why we born in the first place if this is how we gotta go? Damn.
Goes to all the wisdom and knowledge seekers of the world. Savali. Patience. Yeah.